Imagine it's 2:45 in the morning. The music inside the nightclub has finally stopped. Security opens the doors. Hundreds of people spill onto the sidewalk. Some are laughing. Some are exhausted. Some are waiting for an Uber. Others are trying to sober up before heading home. Now look across the street. There's a small coffee truck. Nothing flashy, just a simple menu. Coffee, hot chocolate, tea, a few pastries. Within minutes, there's a line. By sunrise, the truck will disappear as if it was never there. But here's the interesting question. How can a tiny coffee truck make money selling $4 and $5 drinks while massive restaurants with millions invested sometimes go bankrupt? To answer that, we need to follow every dollar. Where does the money come from? Where does it go? Why do some coffee trucks disappear after 6 months while others grow into local brands? Let's find out. Money doesn't come from coffee. Most people think this business sells coffee. It doesn't. It sells solutions. At 3 in the morning, customers aren't buying caffeine. They're buying warmth. They're buying comfort. They're buying something to do while waiting for their ride. They're buying a place to gather with friends before going home. Economics starts with one simple idea. People don't spend money because something exists. They spend money because it solves a problem. The nightclub creates several problems. People are tired, they're cold, they're hungry. They have time to kill. The coffee truck happens to solve all four. That's where the money comes from. Not beans. Problems. Suppose 180 people buy something during the night. The average order is $6. Revenue for the evening becomes 180 customers times $6 equals $1,080. That's the top line. But revenue isn't profit. That's where the story really begins. The hidden cost of every cup. Take one medium latte. The customer pays $6. Sounds fantastic. But let's open that cup and see where the money actually goes. Coffee beans might cost around 45 cents. Milk costs roughly 40 cents. Cup, lid, sleeve, and stir cost another 35 cents. Sugar, syrup, and other ingredients add about 20 cents. Total ingredient cost? Around $1.40. So every latte appears to make $4.60. Not quite. The espresso machine uses electricity. The truck burns fuel. The owner pays insurance. The coffee machine eventually breaks. The generator needs maintenance. Someone has to clean everything afterward. Even the sink needs plumbing repairs eventually. Every business has invisible costs. Customers rarely notice them. Owners can't ignore them. Biggest expense isn't coffee. Let's imagine the truck operates 4 nights every week. Monthly revenue averages $1,080 times 16 nights. That's $17,280. Sounds like a fantastic business. Now watch what happens. Coffee supplies, about $4,300. Staff wages, maybe 2 employees earning around $180 per night. That's another $5,760 monthly. Fuel for driving and generators, about $900. Insurance, $350. Licenses and permits, $250. Equipment maintenance, $600. Cleaning supplies, $200. Card payment processing fees, around $500. Marketing, $300. Truck loan payment, $1,500. Now let's total everything. Operating expenses approach $14,660. Revenue was $17,280. Profit before taxes, around $2,620. That's roughly a 15% profit margin. Notice something surprising? The owner didn't become rich selling coffee. The owner became profitable by controlling costs. Revenue gets attention. Costs Decide survival. Why location is worth more than fancy. Coffee. Imagine two identical trucks. Same equipment, same recipes, same prices. Truck A parks beside a quiet office building at midnight. Truck B parks outside the city's busiest nightclub. Truck B might earn 3 times more. Why? Economists call this demand. The demand already exists. The coffee truck simply positions itself where people naturally gather. This is why successful businesses obsess over location. Foot traffic is free marketing. Every person leaving the nightclub becomes a potential customer. If 1,000 people leave the club and only 20% buy something, that's 200 customers. If another truck parks where only 80 people walk by all night, it could make outstanding coffee and still lose money. Sometimes, business isn't about being better. It's about being visible. Why most new businesses fail. Here's a common story. Someone saves $60,000. They buy a beautiful coffee truck, brand new espresso machine, professional logo, beautiful uniforms. Opening week is incredible. Lines stretch around the corner. Everyone celebrates. 3 months later, sales slow down. Equipment needs repairs. The generator fails. Winter arrives. Rain keeps customers away. The nightclub closes for renovations. Loan payments continue. Insurance still needs paying. Employees still expect wages. This is where businesses die. Not because coffee became unpopular, but because cash stopped flowing while expenses kept moving. Profit on paper doesn't pay bills. Cash does. Many profitable businesses fail because they run out of cash before customers pay, or before busy seasons return. Economics isn't only about making money. It's about surviving long enough to keep making money. The power of tiny decisions. Suppose the owner notices something interesting. Half the customers also ask for pastries. Instead of saying no, the truck starts selling fresh croissants. Wholesale cost, $1.25. Selling price, $3.75. Gross profit, $2.50 each. Now, imagine selling 70 pastries every night. That's an extra $175 in gross profit. Over 16 nights. That's $2,800 before overhead. Nothing dramatic changed. No bigger truck. No expensive renovation. Just paying attention to customer behavior. Successful businesses often grow through hundreds of tiny improvements instead of one giant breakthrough. Competition arrives. Success attracts attention. Soon, another coffee truck parks nearby. Now what? Many owners panic. They cut prices. A $6 latte becomes $4. Customers smile. Owners suffer. Price wars usually hurt everyone. Instead, smart businesses compete differently. One truck becomes famous for speed. Orders in under 2 minutes. Another offers premium specialty coffee. Another focuses on desserts. Another creates loyalty cards. Another stays open an extra hour. Competition isn't about destroying rivals. It's about giving customers a reason to choose you. The strongest businesses usually create value instead of simply lowering prices. Economics of reputation. One unhappy customer tells 5 friends. One happy customer returns every weekend. Reputation becomes an invisible asset. Let's do some simple math. Suppose a regular customer spends $12 every weekend. Over 1 year, that's more than $600. If that customer stays loyal for 5 years, they've spent over $3,000. Suddenly, replacing one poorly made coffee doesn't seem expensive anymore. Great businesses understand lifetime value. They're not chasing today's sale. They're building tomorrow's customer. Sometimes losing $5 today protects thousands of future dollars. That's not generosity. That's economics. Scaling up. Eventually, the owner faces a choice. Keep one truck or buy another. This sounds exciting. But growth creates new problems. More trucks require more employees, more inventory, more maintenance, more scheduling, more insurance, more management. Revenue might double. Stress often triples. Many businesses fail during growth because complexity grows faster than income. Expansion only works when systems grow with it. A second truck should make the first business stronger, not weaker. Bigger isn't automatically better. Better is better. The real business. By now, you've probably realized something. The coffee truck isn't really in the coffee business. It's in the business of matching supply with demand at exactly the right place and time. It turns coffee beans worth a few cents into an experience people willingly pay several dollars for. It manages risk, controls costs, builds trust, solves problems, protects cash flow, learns from customers, adapts to competition. Every successful business, from a neighborhood coffee truck to a global corporation, follows the same economic principles. Money comes from creating value for customers. Money goes toward paying everyone and everything needed to create that value. Businesses fail when costs outrun income, when cash dries up, or when they stop solving problems people actually care about. Businesses succeed when they consistently deliver value while keeping enough of every dollar to survive, improve, and grow. So the next time you leave a nightclub and see a small coffee truck with a line stretching down the sidewalk, remember, you're not just looking at someone selling coffee. You're watching economics in motion. Every cup tells a story. Every sale is a tiny exchange of value. And every successful business, no matter how small, is really a lesson in how people, money, timing, and opportunity come together in the real world.